Welcome to the MFR Coaches Podcast, where we talk about how you can create a six-figure MFR practice. I'm your host, Heather Hommel. Not only have I been practicing MFR for 11 years, I'm also a life and business coach, especially for MFR therapists. My goal is for you to understand how to get fully booked, how to talk to your clients, and how to make sure they understand what's possible for them with MFR treatment. I'm here to help you stop under-earning, overworking, and burning out. I'll lend support so you can create the MFR practice you've always wanted. Learn how you can do it too, even if you live in a tiny town, and even if you're just starting out, and even if you've ran your practice for years. Let's go. Today, I'm sharing a conversation with my new friend, Caryn Gillen. We were introduced by a mutual friend as part of my intention for 2025 to say yes to meeting new people, even when it feels uncomfortable for me. I am an introvert who can talk to anyone once I'm there, but the idea of showing up to conversations without a clear purpose has never felt easy for me. Still, I committed to saying yes, and that commitment led me to a coffee chat with Caryn. I'm so glad I did because that conversation expanded my world in the best way. Caryn is a master certified life coach and leadership coach who works from a foundation of deep values. She brings calm, clarity, and an incredible grounded presence to her coaching. You will hear it instantly. One of the things that came up in our conversation is how contagious calm can be. Caryn has a way of helping people shift from reactivity to intention just by being in the room with her. In this episode, we talk about connection, values, raising rates, integrity in business, the roots we share from the life coach school, and how alignment is often disruptive in the best possible way. We explore the challenges and opportunities inside coaching today, what it is like to build a business without seeking external approval, and how fear tends to hold us back from the projects that would change everything. You will hear us brainstorm ideas for speaking, live events, and collaboration. You will hear the real behind the scenes of what it looks like to evolve as coaches and business owners. And you will hear Caryn walk through the questions she uses with her clients to help them get honest about what they want and what they expected to happen. This is a warm, honest, surprising, and very human conversation between two coaches who care deeply about the work. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Welcome to the podcast. Today, I'm having a discussion with my new friend. I guess we could say we're friends. We've talked a few times.
Yeah.
Caryn Gillen, and she is a life coach. She's a coach. I'm a coach. I'm a life coach. What do you call yourself?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Yeah.
But at the heart of everything, I'm definitely a life coach.
Yeah. I like being a life coach.
I do too. And some people really don't want to own it. And I'm like, you guys, it's like the best. So some people are like, I'm an executive coach, which I'm like, well, me too, but it's still life coaching.
It's still life coaching. I know. I had one person who I kind of looked up to when I first was transitioning from myofascial release as a therapist to coaching myofascial release therapists. And he said to me, he's like, I just feel so embarrassed for you that you're calling yourself a life coach. Like you really shouldn't do that. And I was like, at first I felt like I had 1,000 daggers put in my face. And then I was like, I'm just going to embody it even more. Like, I don't, it just literally doesn't matter.
Just gotta own it. Yeah. I love that for you.
Yeah. Okay. I was doing well, let me back up for a second because people are probably like, how do you even know each other? We were introduced by a mutual friend, and part of my 2025, I don't know if you know this or not, but part of my 2025 was saying yes to invitations to meet people that I don't know, that I don't maybe have anything necessarily to talk about with, but like showing up for those meetings and having them, even though that's really hard for me. I'm actually like very introverted as a person, and I'm not shy. I'm actually very outgoing, but it just is hard for me to have conversations with people when I don't know a lot about them, or like, I'm not even sure of the purpose of the meeting. So I have to say, like, I'm really proud of myself that I showed up for so many of these meetings, and then really excited because I got to meet you. I'm learning more and more about you, and it just expands my life. It expands my network. And yeah, so that's how we met. We had a little coffee chat, and now we're on each other's podcast. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah. I think that's so cool. So one of my top values is connection. So one of the things I always do is just say yes. And I'm like, either I know something that can help them, or I know someone who can help them, or they know someone who can help me. And I'm always like, who are you? This is great. Let's connect. So I love that you leaned into it this year.
I'm leaning into it. Like, I'm going to try to be more of that, where my natural would be like, the answer is no. It is like, it is, yeah. It really is a yes, because I have nothing to lose, just nothing to lose
Right.
and so much
Which
to
is
gain.
such a fun mindset. Like, what have I got to lose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Fun.
listening to one of your podcast episodes the other day, and you were talking to someone that does human design.
Uh-huh.
And like, she was like, you're a projector. And I was like, I'm also a projector. So
Okay,
we
here
have
we
that.
are. That's awesome. Do you know what your numbers are? You're like 2-4 is what mine are, or
I don't know any of that stuff. I feel like I'm a sacral projector. Is that a thing?
I think it's a thing. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
splenic projector. There's lots of kinds of projectors.
Yeah. I need
Yeah.
to learn more about it, but I was just like, oh yeah, that's me. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Awesome. Oh, cool. That's actually, I think, one of my most popular episodes this year.
That's so fun. And it was
Yeah.
just kind of a conversation like this.
I know, right? Just back and forth. And what's really fun is one of my clients listened to that and immediately just messaged her and said, I want to do this session. I just listened to you on this podcast. And we had talked on that episode about how long it takes people to hire her. And I'm like, except for today, when you
Yeah.
spoke on a podcast and someone hired you in an instant. So it's always fun, I think, to see like how this kind of connection and sharing can work.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. And then the other connection we have is that we both are graduates of the life coach school. You're a master life coach
I
trained,
am.
master
Yeah.
certified. I am not. They stopped doing that before I had the opportunity to do it.
Lucky you.
Right?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
You were saved.
What do you think about the roots of being in the life coach school? Like, what was your experience of that?
That's interesting. So the roots of it, what do you even mean by that question?
Like, do you feel rooted in that? Or like, are you glad that's where you got your training? Like, what are your, I feel like that's probably like a very controversial question to probably ask, not knowing your answer.
No, I think it's great. I mean, because really the life coach school is a school run by a woman. It used to be run by a woman and a man. And
Yeah.
honestly, I always really appreciated Chris Castillo's presence in the business and how that felt and how he showed up for trainings. And I felt his absence when they divorced inside the business. So I think when I come from the roots of that school, but I really like, I got my master's in counseling psychology. And then I did a coaches training institute training. And then 5 years after that, I was using the model in my practice. And then I was like, I want to go and like be in the room and do this coach training with Brooke. So for me, it was, I always have had a different experience with it because a lot of the people in the room, it was their first thing ever, the first big investment in themselves, the first time they'd done any kind of coach training. They were so excited. They didn't have a business. It was like, what's my business going to be called? So they were having this very kind of like brand new experience in the world. And I was like, I already have clients. I've already done this training. So I always felt a little bit not quite the same as a lot of the other people there. For I think that reason, I had a little.
Like it wasn't blowing your mind in the same
wasn't.
way. Yeah.
It was super helpful and I loved it, but it wasn't like, oh my God, the whole new world, that experience that I think is really fun to have. I just didn't have it there.
Yeah. No, that's great. I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
I don't have a master's degree, but I have a bachelor's degree in social work. So we do kind of have like a lot of crossover like roots.
Yep.
But then I went to massage school and became a massage therapist. Then I became an MFR therapist. Then I became a coach. So I was, it's been a
well trained. You know how to hold space. You know how to take care of people. You know how to have integrity in your practice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All of the things.
Yeah.
And I think my experience at the life coach school was that there were some epiphanies there, but not so much. Like I already came into there, like knowing I was going to just coach MFR therapists. Like I was there to get there, get the training and get to work.
I love that.
Yeah.
Not be like in the bedazzlement of being a coach and what all that can mean. And how did you relate to the really strong focus on making $100,000? Did that matter to you? Did you already know you needed to make more than that to be sustainable?
Well, for me, I was like, that would be wild if I could do that, but I'm definitely going to do it and I'll just do it right away. And I did. Like I did it my first year in coaching.
Awesome.
And I never did it in my MFR business. So my whole thing was like, if I can do this in this coaching business, there's no way I can't help MFR therapists to do it.
Yeah.
And that seemed to be very controversial in my community for the people that are listening to this on my podcast. And also not so controversial because people were like, yeah, why can't we do that? Why aren't we doing that?
Why aren't we doing that already?
What if we all start doing that? And that became a really big goal for me to help people do that, but not from like let's just hustle and grind because we have to make six figures or we're not important or we're not,
Right.
like we have to have this money. But from a, what does it look like if all MFR therapists, which are mainly women, are so well resourced and they're not overworking just to under earn some more, right?
Yeah. It
So
changes everything,
it
right? Because
changes everything.
I was thinking about your client population and really so many, because I've worked with a few just bodywork folks, and so much of the expectation from the outside world is that they won't make any money.
Yeah.
And
I don't
it's
want
so
to sign up.
sad.
Can we sign up for that? Because we're just like, that's okay. We're just in it for the work. But what if you're
Right.
not?
If I tell people I get body work once a month at least, no matter what, it's a high priority for me. It's how I live. People are like, that's so nice. It's so celebrated. We all want to be the people who utilize these amazing things out in the world. Like, so why wouldn't you be making a lot of money?
Yeah. Well, because they don't know what to charge. So they don't charge enough.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing they have you.
That's where I come in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All I do all day is talk about really acclimating nervous systems in order to be able to charge
Yeah.
$250 an hour when they're used to charging 95, but they
Yeah.
charge 95 because they didn't know that they had all this overhead and expenses and were never paying themselves because
Right.
they,
I mean, yeah.
yeah, just get caught up in the hustle.
Yeah. But you got to charge. You got to charge for your laundry soap, all those sheets you have to buy, like all the things that you have to, like coaches.
All the continuing education too. Like
Yeah.
MFR is so niche and there's so much education that goes into that. And a lot of these
Yeah.
people already have six figures into their PT degree or their, OT degree plus, or they're an MFR or a massage therapist. So it's like you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta
Yeah.
charge for that too.
Important.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I was reading your website and just doing a little bit of deep dive into that. How did you become a values centered leadership coach? Would you call yourself that? Like, how did that come up for you?
Yeah. You don't get out of my world without a little bit of an understanding of what your values are, I don't think. And that's a way that I've always coached. Like I remember coaching people pre-pandemic that they'd be saying something and I would be like, so do you have a value for integrity? They'd be like, well, I don't know. And we'd explore it a little bit. So I was always kind of pulling them out of places. But it was when I went and got certified with Trudy LeBron at the Equity Centered Coaching Institute and
Yeah.
leadership coaching that it just became clear to me like, oh, I can do this in a really specific way and I should. And so I just started using it a lot more explicitly. And like, that's the workshop I take around town or into other people's businesses. Cause to me, knowing your values is such a shortcut to doing hard things with more ease. And I think life is hard enough, but if I can double my prices and know that I'm doing it because my values are unity, and unity includes myself too, not just them having a good deal, but me getting a good deal and being true to me and my family. Like I think it's easier. So I want to give as many people access to the thing that is driving their life as I possibly can.
I love that. And I think too that that really matters for people to be able to pin that down, especially in a situation where they're setting a rate, because
Yeah.
sales and money like can just be so triggering and so
Right.
off-putting to people that they don't want to even make a change because it's so disruptive
Right.
to what they know. Yeah.
That's like the best word for it, because to truly be aligned is to be disruptive.
Tell me
Right.
more. Tell me
So
more. I love it.
I cannot say that my values are spaciousness, wholeheartedness, connection, and integrity. So if I'm in a space and I can no longer wholeheartedly be there, that means I have to leave. And it is disruptive for me and for other people potentially in a community. Like when I no longer really associated with the life coach school and I was no longer interested in co-signing on their business practices, I was like, I have to exit this place. I don't want to be deeply associated with what they're up to. And that was hard to do. It's disruptive for me, and maybe it's disruptive for people there, probably not. But that's what alignment is. It's not fluffy, it's like gritty.
Yeah. And I think too, it's like taking responsibility for the experience that you want to have,
Even when it gets in the way of things that are really great for you.
yeah.
Like I've lost money because of my values in the short run, but in the long run, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Do you think like if you a couple of years go by and you look back at your average, like will you have really lost money?
I don't think so. I think everything was going to happen how it was going to happen, but I've definitely like walked away from some relationships that were very fruitful for me.
Lucrative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like kind of, if you want to have the value for integrity, you got to do it, even when it hurts a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've built my business based on like not needing certain other individuals to co-sign it or to give me permission.
Yeah.
And in some ways, that's been extremely painful for me because I would love to have the permission and I would love to have the co-signing. But because I didn't do that, I've been able to go so much faster and also grow so much because I'm not looking for that approval or looking for someone to say, like, yeah, do more of that or da 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 da. Like just based on what I want to create in the world and being there for like showing up for myself and making sure that I'm okay as I go forward, but not necessarily needing someone to give me a stamp of approval first.
Yeah. Do you find like, have you been doing that long enough to where you're not doing the like holding back and waiting thing anymore, that you're just going ahead?
I'm starting to really notice that I'm not holding back and waiting. And when I don't hold back and wait, when I double down on my mission, like it is wild.
That's so fun.
It is so fun.
And so brave. Like that's courageous.
Yeah. And you know what? And I think sometimes you have to stop and be like, that is very brave or that is very courageous, and say it to yourself if no one else is giving it to you, but also
Right.
like taking it in when someone else points it out because yeah, it is. It's wild.
Yeah. People wait around for other people's permission for their whole life sometimes.
Yeah. I think I
Yeah.
did that a lot like before I was 40. And then I turned 40 at the same time I like became a life coach. And I think
Okay.
that transition, then transitioning to be a life coach just totally changed the trajectory of my life because
Yeah.
I stopped waiting for permission. I stopped being a part of relationships that weren't healthy for me. And yeah, just kept going, kept growing. So much
That's
left to
awesome.
do.
Right. Yeah. You don't really have time to wait. You have a big mission here.
Yeah. What do people come to you for help with? What is the main thing that people are coming to you for help? Is there kind of a pattern to it, or what would you say?
You know, we should talk about this because I feel like there's a new thing that's becoming clear to me.
Okay, tell me.
So, like, I was on a podcast interview the other day and the gal called me a human quaalude,
I
which I
love
don't,
it. What even is a quaalude for sure?
I know we're like a generation behind when the quaalude thing was happening, I think.
Yeah.
But I also hear really regularly, you're so calm,
Mm-hmm.
or like,
You are very calm.
right. And then I was listening to Strong Ground, Brene Brown's new book. And the sentence in there, they're talking about, I've always known anxiety is contagious. And that's why I don't have a dog, honestly. If I had a dog and it had anxiety in my house, I think that would impact how I spend my time in a way
Yeah.
that I really don't want to have.
I thought dogs got anxiety from their owners. Like I thought they were just a reflection of their owner.
I think it goes both ways.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
because anxiety is contagious.
Yeah. Interesting.
But calm is also contagious.
Mm.
And when I look at what I've been like, CEO comes in because founder of the company said, hey, you know, you're too angry. We need you to like tone down your reactionary stuff. Or new coach comes in because like really what they're doing is they're co-regulating with me.
Mm. Yeah.
And I'm just sort of wondering if the front facing positioning is really more about that calm is contagious and moving from reaction to intention and how to do that powerfully, because you can teach it. Calm can be taught.
It's a skill then.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it when things are learnable.
Right. Yeah. It's accessible to us and there are like steps to it. And, you know, values work plays into it. I can be a lot more calm if I know what my values are, because even when shit is hitting the fan, if I know where I'm grounded and where I will put my stake in the ground and where I can give up whatever, then it's all going to be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That is for sure. You know your boundaries, you know what you'll be there for and what you won't.
But I love the question too, because when I think about talking to you, I'm like, I want to know how it's been to be so specific in who you work with from the day you started, because I have been so unspecific. I have worked with women in the seafood industry and life coaches and people doing things with no one else who looks like them in their field, or, like I'm all over the place, but I feel like you've held this niche and I'm impressed and I want to know more about how you did it.
Thanks. I mean, I don't know any different, right? Because I've only ever coached MFR therapists.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing.
I think for me, I had hired a business coach before I started my training at the life coach school. She was life coach school certified. And I remember when she told me she got her training at the life coach school, I was like, okay, that's like the name of it.
Mm.
It still makes me laugh. This is just so funny. Anyway, I couldn't see myself leaving myofascial release because it changed my life so much when I became a myofascial release therapist. I don't know if you know if I shared this with you on our coffee talk, but my husband was in the military. He'd had a wrong site surgery, severe back injury, like very disabled after, he was disabled from the back injury and then super disabled from the surgery because it didn't help him and it made him worse. We were really young. I was about ready to have a baby, all the things, whatever.
Wow. It's a lot of life all at once.
Yeah, it was a lot of life all at once. I was like 25, he's 27, and he went from being this active guy who could carry a huge Old Town canoe on his back and we could go anywhere we wanted to like in a wheelchair, using a walker, using a cane to get around, and on pain medication. Like this was back in the days where you could get mail delivery oxycodone and fentanyl patches to wear because like just you're fine, you're a doctor, you just manage your own stuff, right? And hope that doesn't go wrong. Anyway, long story long, by the time I had my third baby, I finally went to a John Barnes myofascial release seminar just to really get away from everything and have a break. And that is where I learned that there could be hope for his chronic pain condition. And then we sent him there to Sedona, and he, went there using a cane and being in a lot of pain to climbing Cathedral Rock, which is a huge structure in Sedona, a huge rock formation. And it really changed our lives. It changed what was possible for us. So I couldn't ever, first of all, it was a very hard decision for me to go from like being a hands-on therapist, like delivering that kind of transformation to people physically, to then trying to transform their businesses of the people that were doing those hands-on transformations. But I just was like, it's so important that MFR therapists can feel like it's safe to make money, and it's not going to change their ability to help people. And there's nothing wrong with like having that or wanting it. So I still just really have that drive, and I will do that until I no longer have it. And I think that's one of my values, right? As soon as I don't care about that to this level, I would stop doing it. But
but you're like, you can change people's lives and you can change entire family systems with the work that you do. It is worth charging for.
Yes, exactly. It's too important.
Yeah, it is too important.
Yeah.
Movement. I mean, it's important in so many ways.
Yeah. You don't want to be trapped in your painful body,
Oh, yeah.
And like the medical system, I mean, I very much believe in traditional medicine as well as alternative. My husband's a doctor, but to have the traditional medical system like give up on you and basically just tell you it's your body's fault and there's nothing you can do is really devastating.
Right. Because then what do you do?
Then what do you do? What do you do? We would always play the game of like, would it be better if you had a terminal disease? Like, which terminal disease would you pick over this? It's like really terrible.
It's a real shitty game.
I know. I have really interesting coping skills.
I get it though, right? We go dark, but it's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of my dark humor. Yes. Yeah. So what else should we talk about?
What are you hopeful about for our work as coaches? Because things have changed a lot, right?
Yeah.
Since the boom of 2020, 2021, like things have changed a lot. I feel really good about it. I'm curious how you feel about it.
I feel great about it. Like I just don't see any end in sight for like what I'm doing. And I feel like I just keep getting better as a coach because I get coached and I, am always trying to meet new people, right? That's part of my thing. Not just be in one channel of information. So expanding my horizons for what I listen to and what I don't listen to. And I think that opportunity to have a better experience about whatever it is that you're doing is infinite, and it's really fun.
Yeah. And I think it's fun how we're getting more and more research about it. because like we have companies like Better Health or whatever that are tracking everything and then putting out research studies. And
Yeah.
I just think it's just getting better. I also see a trend back from like scale to back to a more intimate, more boutique style practice where we were, I don't know, 7 years ago or so.
Yeah, I was in the height of that scale yourself out of your business, like that when I
Yeah.
came in, because I came in 2020. So that was what I was surrounded by and the programs that I was in. And I was always like,
But
oh,
what if you want to do it and you want to coach all the time?
yeah, I'm like, I love this.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that I didn't push my business into something like that. I do everything I have an assistant, but I do everything in my
Yeah.
business.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had a co-coach. I had a co-coach for several years and she recently left. And one thing that I appreciate about it now is having to do it all. I want to do it all, right? Like I would move over to make space for her to do it because I thought, oh, I should have breaks or whatever. But I have it set up to where like
Need breaks?
I don't need breaks and I
Yeah.
know how to take time off. I've had to learn this over the years, but I'm okay taking the time off and letting people have thoughts about me.
Well, and I think it's so important for us, especially leading other business owners,
Yeah.
to be an example that yes, you should take holidays and no, you should not be available
Yeah.
365 days of the year because
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
not an
want that for
emergency.
them or
No.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really do like the idea of being a product of my product
Yeah.
and going first.
Yeah.
Being like, if I
Definitely.
expect you to take a week off and not cram 40 clients into that week because you think you need to see 40 clients, I really coach
Oh
my
my
clients
God,
to
that's a lot.
see under 15 clients.
Oh,
Um,
for sure. I think 15 is a solid full
yeah.
time
Yeah. And
number.
even less, maybe if that's better. Right. But
Yeah.
I have to show them how to do that and even show them the behind the scenes of like learning how to do that and the anxiety that might come up when you aren't in your business every day when you're used to being in it.
Yeah. That actually makes me wonder about like how you work with people on. So, like, if you're doing this high capacity work with people who have a lot going on, whether it's in their body or in their life, how are you helping people think about like, I don't charge you for the 50 minutes you're in my office. I'm also charging you for like my education and how I take care of myself so I'm ready and recovered and like can actually sleep well at night, doing all like when you're working with a whole bunch of people with a lot going on, like it's a lot for our bodies, right?
Yeah.
So, like, how do you guys think about all that?
Well, the thing I help with the most, I think, with my clients is really figuring out how many clients that they can see in a week that still allows them to do everything they need to do to take care of themselves and experience their life outside of work really well, and also leaves their bodies feeling good. So, not how far can we push you until you're
Right.
right on the breaking point, but how few can you get away with seeing?
Mm-hmm.
Also, because we can just set your rate according to that.
Right.
Because usually it's like, I want to see 20 people because I want to make this amount of money. But what if you could make the same amount seeing 10? I still get pushback with that. A lot of people are like, why would I only see 10 people? I'm like, well, if 10 people keeps you from having migraines or keeps your low back from hurting,
Right.
that's why.
Yeah. Good. I love that.
Yeah. I want to have that like really luxurious experience of your business. And then the other key thing is that big life outside of business.
Yeah.
So easy for like, you probably see this with your clients where their business is their life.
Right. So, what are you doing right now that has nothing to do with business that's like fun for you?
Good questions. Well, okay, so I started another business. It's fun for me.
Classic entrepreneur problem.
I know. So I have this new Airbnb business. So I have an Airbnb on the Oregon coast. It is managed by somebody, but we talk all the time and like we're always, coming up with ideas to make it better. And I previously had it fully managed by this huge company. We made no money. It was like they were running it into the ground. Like I wouldn't even want to stay there. It was like kind of gross. But now we've like made it into this bougie boutique place to stay. Like I just love everything about it.
I want the link. Do you know I live in Oregon?
Have you ever been to Cannon Beach?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where it is.
All right.
Okay.
That's
I'll give
awesome.
you the link, I'll give you a
Okay.
discount. Yeah. We'll put it in the show notes.
Put it in the show notes for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm like, maybe I'm also a real estate entrepreneur, so that's fun for me. And I don't have to do a lot of work with it. I just have to pay the bills. This is
Right.
kind
Yeah.
of my
Manage it.
manager, Chris, does everything. Yeah.
That's funny because mine is similar. Like we built this house and it's
Yeah.
just, we've lived here over a year. It's like almost done. We also built a second little house next door and we're
Oh,
going to
cool.
start renting it to like travel nurses and doing more of a midterm rental. It's not feeling very fun right now because I'm like pushing on the general contractor all the time.
Yeah.
Like, how about this? How about this? I'm like, maybe I'm the general contractor for this little
You
house,
might,
which
you
is
might
kind of
be.
annoying.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for when that's more of a generative hobby than just
Yeah.
taking.
Yeah. It is fun when it switches over, but I totally can empathize with you on the when it's just taking. It did that for
Yeah.
about 3 years and we
Yeah.
almost sold it because I felt like really bad about it. I was like, oh, this was a dumb decision. I shouldn't have done this, and then I had to get a lot of coaching on it actually.
Yeah.
That it was okay that it didn't make money in the beginning. And I knew it wasn't going to. Yeah, these
Right.
were all
Most businesses
intentional.
don't.
Yeah, it was all intentional. And now it's
Yeah.
working out great. So I do
Awesome.
that. And then I make sure that I get body work every single week. I do that
Every week,
every
you
single
just
week.
expanded my ideas for what's possible.
Yeah,
Good.
every week. I just had a massage right before this call. And I
Nice.
travel for MFR whenever I go if I go out of town, I make appointments. And then, you know what? One of my goals for 2026 is to have more hobbies because I don't have a lot of hobbies outside of work. And I do love work. It's like a
I
little too
know.
much.
I hear you. I'm pretty much on the same
Mhm,
same
mhm.
place.
But I would love to take like a dancing class or a cooking class with my husband. He also works from home and our kids are almost fully grown. So I'm like, we need to just
Yeah.
start doing things together so it's not awkward.
Checking stuff out.
Yeah, when the kids leave, like, I don't want it to be awkward. So let's do that now. He's like, okay.
Let's
He's
make
up
sure
for it.
we still like each other.
Yeah, it turns out we do, which
Good.
is great because I was a little worried about that as well
Yeah.
because we've been married
Yeah.
for almost 25 years. So yeah, we still like each other. So it's going good. What do
That's
you
awesome.
do outside of work?
I mean, I kind of suck at this right now, to be
Okay.
honest, because I did so many transitions in my business in the last year, like moving email systems, a lot of that behind the scenes. I didn't even get any credit for it out on the
Yeah.
public facing. It's just been a lot of work. And then finishing the house and all that. So I've been working too much and it's
Yeah.
felt out of balance, but I'm like right at that tipping point of like coming back into some balance. And I'm excited to like read a book. Gonna
Yeah.
definitely read some more. And
Did you read Brene Brown's Strong Ground? Did you read that book?
if you consider audible reading, I did.
I do consider audible reading.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did a road trip up to Seattle to see our mutual friend, Laura Jawad,
Yes. Love Laura.
SEO expert for female entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And I listened to it on the way up and down from that trip.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to get that. I haven't listened to one of her books in a long time, but I always resonate with
It's great because she reads it too and then does all the asides that she wants you to like think about, which I really appreciate that about audiobooks.
Yeah, she's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to start doing more things outside of work. Do you have any idea of what those things are going to be besides your tiny house?
Well, one thing I want to do is I'm kind of an organizational nerd.
Okay.
I like structure and flow and functional design. And when I moved into this house, we like moved in and I'm like, everything's not quite right. So I'm actually excited to take everything out and then rethink how everything works to make everything work better. So
Love it.
I'm like excited to do that, which is a lot like moving, but much more like choice and less stress, in my opinion. So
Because you're
that'll
going to make
be
it fun because you want to do it. You don't
because I
have to.
want to do it. I'll have like a podcast playing. I'll be doing my thing. I'll kick everyone out of the house and nerd out. And then they'll come back and not know where anything is. And it'll take them a while to figure it all out. But I think that'll be some of what I'm up to in the next year.
That's awesome. Oh, I was going to tell you something that I was going to do, and now I can't remember what it was. Maybe it'll come back to me. I don't know. I have
I
like
like the dance idea though.
I want to dance, but I don't know if my husband's a good dancer, so I don't know if it will be enjoyable for me. Like I might
I
just
hear
be
you.
stressed about it. But
Yeah, we did salsa one time and I'm not sure my husband's a very good dancer.
yeah,
Yeah. But I might do adult ballet with my friend. We talked about that actually.
I did that once. It was very fun. I wish I
Yeah.
would have like typed it up. We even got like leotards, like the pink leotards and the pink tights and the
Yes.
ballet slippers and like
Got your picture taken and sent it as your Christmas card.
No, I should have, but I just love that they made a leotard big enough for me to wear. Like it was
Oh
like,
yeah.
it looked just like a little kid's one.
That's so satisfying.
It was. I also needed a tutu, but yeah, I think we had like a little flat tutu that we wore,
Yeah.
little bottoms over it, but yeah, leg warmers. I think I'm more into like the accessories of hobby
Costuming is fun.
than I am into the whole hobby.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I like buying all the stuff to do something. And then sometimes I don't like the actual thing. Roller derby was an example of that.
Oh, that seems violent to me. I would be afraid.
Got all the gear. I did all the training. I made the team. I did all the practices. And then when it started to get time to like actually do roller derby, I don't have a like that fighting thing in
You're not
me.
aggressive.
No, I'm not aggressive. And I was like, this is not for me. Like, but man, I really like my outfit.
I love that. I know I would be like, I don't really want to like get hurt. So I'm probably going to not do this.
Yep, exactly. After one of my friends like broke her entire leg, like, maybe I'm not that into it.
No.
Yeah.
That would be a
Yeah.
no for me. No, thank you. I do like this idea though of purpose. Oh, I know what it was I was going to tell you. In 2025, I became a huge credit card points nerd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And like hacking like vacations and all that stuff. So we're going on our first family vacation fully funded by credit card points.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
For Christmas. We're going to Puerto Rico.
That's rad. Good for you.
I'm super excited. We tried this before in June. My husband and I were going to go to St. Lucia and we spent 300,000 credit card points and then our trip got canceled. And the way I booked it, it was like non-refundable. So we were just,
oh, I'm so sorry.
And so I was like, okay, old Heather would just be like, we're never going to do that again. Like, that's a huge risk. But new Heather, like life coach Heather is like, well, that's fine. Point taken. I just won't do it that way again. And now I know, like, don't book it through a third party. Like, make sure it's transfer points like to Hyatt or to like the actual place you're going to book and book it direct.
Love it.
And you have more wiggle room. So
cool.
Super excited. Yeah, we leave Christmas Eve and we'll get back like right before New Year's and
have a great trip.
Bringing my college age kids. They're bearing with us to go on a trip. So it'll be good.
That'll be really fun. I remember doing that with my family and having a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. So yeah, it should be fun.
So what are we looking forward to next year? As two people who are life coaches who happen to have these fantastic businesses we love.
Yeah. So what am I looking forward to? I am looking forward to continually creating more and more ease in my business if I'm like just thinking about my business alone and not my clients. And that is kind of like how you were talking about how you just did all these like system overhauls and stuff. I did that a lot this year too. And I just had a launch where I felt finally like all of the systems were in place. I have like the best team members helping me. And I have all the support I need. And I don't have to hustle to create sales. So that was like
you're in a sweet spot.
And I want to continue to think about and create that going forward.
Yeah. And protect that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations. I feel like that's not a spot that we all get to very often.
Yeah. And it might not stay. Like I might go in and out of that, right? But
yeah. But you know what this feels like now. And once you know what it feels like and you can kind of like get a lay of the land, I think it's easier to know what you're shooting for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, what about you?
It's awesome. I'm looking forward to just having a lot more clarity this year and getting to focus on sales and maybe even some speaking as opposed to having so much energy turned inward, which is never good for sales. Yeah. So just a lot clearer on exactly what I want this year and what I'm working on.
Where would you speak at? Like, what are some of the stages you would want to get on? Is it a stage? Is it a Zoom room? Like, where would you want to?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of building backwards. So what I'm doing is thinking about what I want to talk about. And right now I'm like in the like develop these talks and workshops phase. And then once I have them, it's like, okay, where are the places that these would be really impactful? And then I'm going to go that way. I'm building definitely from here to here versus top down.
Yeah.
Which I was never able to figure out how to choose a perfect market and do all that and then work my way down. So I'm liking this approach.
Okay. I like that. I don't think you have to have like a perfect market. You know, I think sometimes it's like just have the idea.
Yeah.
Execute the idea and think about some of the details later. I think that works.
It does work. I mean, it's really the way my business has worked the whole time. And that the relationships that I developed doing every random thing I've ever done, like they're still working.
Yeah.
And I've been in business for 15 years, almost 16 years now. And so
Yeah.
people can come back 9 years later and work with you again. I've seen it happen. And, every podcast episode I've ever done is out there working still, right? Those things are evergreen. So I'm just like trusting in relationships and humanity and connection, like you've been doing this year,
Mhm.
and figuring like the stages will appear, the rooms will be obvious when I put some legwork in on like, what's the message that I want to move people with.
Yeah, I love that. Are you working with anyone to help you develop that, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm working with Heather Sager.
Okay. I feel like I've heard of her before.
She has I think it's called Your Signature Era. It's like a speaking membership. And
Okay.
she really just helps you get your stuff and do it somewhere. So it's not like develop a signature talk and never use it. It's like said that you're going to deliver it somewhere and then build it towards that. So I'm
Yeah.
just getting started.
That would make me throw up the most, is like agreeing to do something like that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, but I think that would be awesome, right? To talk
Yeah.
on stage and to like have a message to relay. But my brain likes to be like, well, you don't have anything to say. Even though I have like
You have so
260
much to say.
podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't say much, written to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always thought like, oh, I'm not a speaker. I only want to do workshops. Well, workshops are speaking too.
Speaking. Yeah. I have a ton of workshops. Okay.
Yeah.
This might be something that I need to look into and do as well. That's very inspirational.
Oh, good. I
I can
love
do
it.
things that make me want to throw up. It's
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like, I'm always just afraid I'm going to cry because if I talk about anything I care about a lot, I just start crying. I'm
yeah.
like, how do I give a talk about things that really matter to me without just standing up there looking like a blubbering idiot?
Yeah.
But I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
going
and
to learn
maybe
that.
the first few times you do it, you do
I
really
probably will. I've totally like teared up inside of my programs getting on my soapbox.
Same. I
Yeah.
have like a recording of me doing that and like crying and like needing to be like,
Just breathe.
and
Just breathe.
and now when I do it, I'm just so used to saying that. So it's the story about my husband, right? And like now I can do it without crying at all. Like the back of my eyes are crying, but like the forward part is not. So
Well, and that's what I hear from speaking people is like the more that's why you practice so that the emotionality is there, but it's not taking you over.
yeah. I also think it's totally fine to have human emotions and like just
Amen.
fully be you. And like if that day you're more emotional and you cry, like if the worst thing that happened to you was you cried in front of other people,
Not bad. They'll probably be even more endeared.
yeah, I think people appreciate it, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a sure sign that what you're doing matters to you.
Yeah.
And that you're a real human being. And I've never had either of those two things go wrong.
Yeah, they don't use it against you.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to work with her. She's like a real human being.
I'd rather have a Robotron work with me. I don't need this
I'd rather
feeling.
just follow a formula.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, then they should definitely not work with me. I'm like the anti-formula.
Yeah, same. When I'm telling people like, okay, well, we're going to really work on your mindset. They're like, oh, can't you just give me a roadmap? I'm like, no.
Sure. And you'll be right where you are right now.
Yeah. You can just like go around the cul-de-sac then.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. I had down here to ask you, what are your favorite questions to ask your clients?
One of my favorite questions is to ask them what they thought would happen. Because I think a lot of times in business, we're doing all this stuff and then we think, it's not successful and we still keep kind of doing it. And that question clues people into the fact that they didn't set an intention for what they were doing and they didn't think about the goal and they didn't think about how long their test would be. And so it's kind of an asshole question in a way, but I also need them to feel that pain a few times to be like, oh, right, if I'm going to start a new initiative of any kind, I need to decide ahead of time what I think is going to happen and then how long I plan to invest my time and energy into it. Because then we're not like 3 years down the road doing Pinterest and YouTube and LinkedIn and Instagram and running a podcast and running a membership and trying to sell a mastermind with a retreat going on in 6 months, thinking like I'm doing too much and I'm spread too thin and nothing's working because we didn't have good goals or, set good intentions.
Yeah. I think that's such a missing piece a lot of the time is the lack of setting a goal or setting like, why are you doing this? Like, what do you think is going to happen at the end? And like, right. So what did you think would happen? It would be so great if we could ask ourselves that at the beginning of anything.
Right. I love a pre-mortem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pre-post, pre, during, post.
All
I've
the
been,
mortems.
I've been assigning all these like audits to people, you know, when
Yeah.
they're like, all this stuff's going on. I'm like, what if we just did like a full-time audit? What is happening during your day? Take me with you on your day so that a separate pair of eyes can show you maybe what the problem is.
Yeah. I love that.
But I need you to fill it out as if you're not going to be in trouble for it. Like, I need you to tell me
Which
the
is
truth.
hard. Yeah.
It's like a food journal. Like, I'm never going to tell you, well, okay, I had McDonald's last night. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah. That's like kind of my other favorite question, which is it's actually not the question, it's the preamble. If no one would ever judge you and no one's going to be harmed in any way by this, and you can tell your body and your brain that you don't have to make a single change because of what the answer is that comes up, then ask the question just to see, just as a like, let's open up a bigger playing field here.
I think that pairs nicely with, I like to ask people, what do you want?
Yes, exactly.
But I don't say like, if no one would judge you, if da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if I could add that in and get.
Right. Because then there's the freedom to say, I want to quit.
Yeah.
Right. Because if I've hired you to coach me on my business, then I guess that means my business has to work. But sometimes what people need is permission to not do anything at all and leave.
Right. And I think too, when they explore that of like, I want to quit, or what if I quit? All those things, they get to go to the worst case scenario, the thing they're afraid of most, and explore it and then walk themselves back into that. Like, so many things would have to happen in order for them.
Yeah. And generally, the worst case scenario is the present.
Yeah. The pain
most of the time.
Right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other favorite questions?
I think the other thing is like, if you weren't afraid to feel fear, what would you do?
Mm-hmm. So let's both answer it.
Okay. You go first.
I would just go pitch or like book some speaking stuff and just like put it on the calendar and find a few to just put out there. Cause that seems like the greatest return on my fear.
Yeah.
Right. Went and did a lunch and learn one time for 4 people, and one person referred a friend to me, and it was a $6,000 sale. I'm like, speaking works.
Speaking does work.
Yeah.
I think I would host a live event that I charge for.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to be related to my current offers.
Nope.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll see what happens.
Okay. I like this idea.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you could be involved in it. Who knows?
I'm in. I'll speak.
Let's do it.
I'll be involved if I could speak.
You know, I think my biggest hesitation to doing a live event is like the thought, this is my thought error, that I have to do all of it. Or I don't know enough people to invite, but I do actually.
You do. You totally do.
Yeah.
So if you were to take homework from this podcast interview, would it be to like go and dream about that a little bit?
Yeah. And really be thinking about who are the people that could come with me that would have something to say. Well, I already know you do. I don't even know what your signature talk is, but I know it would be great.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Laura would be great to have.
Yeah. For your people, God, SEO is so awesome for local business too.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you know my friend Molly Cahill. She is like an Instagram specialist. She does.
Oh my God, that'd be perfect.
Funny. Yeah. She mainly helps like chiropractic and acupuncture clinics like run their Instagram pages, but her ideas are for any service-based person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'd have me, and then maybe like some sort of financial coach, which would be my friend Gina Knox. So like, I think we've got the dream team.
I think we're ready.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to have more off video discussions about this.
But for everybody listening, like just notice that if you let yourself look beyond your fear, there's a lot of juice there and a lot of opportunity. Like your fear, getting over that opens up some really cool opportunity for a lot of people. It's not just about you getting what you want. It's big.
Yeah. And it could be just as good of an experience for me as it would be for everybody else, like the students and the other professionals that are presenting. Yeah.
Right.
Whew. Okay. I had no idea we were going to talk about this today. So that's great. Awesome.
Yeah. Who knew?
All right. Well, we should probably wrap this up. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
I just want to say thank you for having a back and forth conversation and for the transparency with your business and with how you do what you do. And I appreciate getting to see the behind the scenes a little bit and connect with you out loud with just you and I and whoever's listening today.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
Thank you too for agreeing to meet up again. And I'm really looking forward to the future of our relationship and what's possible for us.
Yeah.
This is
I'm
just
into
the beginning.
Yep.
So fun.
That's awesome.
Okay. Well, I'll be in contact. And for everybody else listening, we'll put all of our information in the show notes. And thanks for following along.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you next time. Bye. Thank you for listening to this conversation with Caryn Gillen. I love the experience of having a true back and forth dialogue with another coach who approaches her work with so much clarity and integrity. Caryn has a gift for creating calm in any conversation and for helping people ground back into their values so that they can move with intention instead of urgency. You felt that in real time as we talked, I'm sure. There were so many moments in this episode that I hope stay with you. The reminder that alignment is often disruptive and still necessary. The idea that calm is contagious. The permission to explore what you want without judgment. And the encouragement to look just beyond your fear to see what becomes available. Caryn and I'll absolutely be doing more together, and I am looking forward to that. We have already talked about having her come into my community to teach her connection and values workshop. You will hear more about that soon. And if you want to learn more about her work, you can find her information in the show notes below this episode. For those of you who are building your MFR businesses, growing your confidence, and learning to operate with more clarity and ease, take what we talked about today and try applying it in the next decision you make in your business. Ask yourself what you thought would happen. Ask yourself what you actually want, and imagine what you would do if fear was not a reason to hold you back. Thank you again for being here, and I'll see you on the next episode of the MFR Coaches Podcast. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to the MFR Coaches Podcast. If you're ready to grow your myofascial release practice, make sure to sign up for my next free training. These live webinars are designed to help you take real steps towards building a fully booked, profitable business. You can save your seat and find the latest dates at themfrcoach.com/webinar. And if you're looking for more support, the Foundations program is now open year-round. Inside, you'll get coaching, tools, and community to help you get fully booked and stay that way without burning out. One last thing before you go. My brand new book, Your MFR Practice Starts Here, is now available. It's a must-read for any MFR therapist who wants to build a business that actually works. You can grab your copy on Amazon and get your companion guide by going to themfrcoach.com/book. Start implementing right away. I'll see you in the next episode.